Quite the kickoff to the Slugger Field baseball season. Absolutely perfect for baseball.
Feels pretty warm out there too. It is warm out there.
You know, a lot of times they've been out in snow flurries when they begin the baseball season, which sort of cracks me up since this is a summertime sport, but it's also humid out there today.
It is a bit on the muggy side. We touched 80 degrees today, but overall not too bad weather out there. A little bit on the gusty side as we can see part of the stadium there from our Hughes and Coleman camera. Here's something your weather up won't tell you. This was the second 80-degree day of the year, and our average first 80-degree day is actually April 6th historically, so we were pretty close to that, but we had an 83-degree day back on March 1st. And it's not going to tell you that there is an increased threat of severe weather again for tomorrow. Another situation that we're going to be watching fairly closely. There's no rain around us right now, although maybe the sky looks like it wants to rain or it feels like it wants to rain. All of the current severe weather is back to our northwest at the moment. We're starting to see some more storms fire off in parts of Missouri and in Iowa. We are not going to see any severe weather here for tonight. That's going to hold off until really about 24 hours from now. The main timing for those severe thunderstorms would be between around 4 to 9 p.m. tomorrow evening. Damaging winds and isolated tornadoes are going to be possible. We're also going to have a wind advisory in place because outside of any thunderstorms, we'll see wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour once again. So, of course, that could result in some spotty power outages outside of any possible thunderstorms. Here's another look at those weather threats. Damaging winds being the highest threat. Tornadoes and flooding are set to medium. Flooding is at medium because we could have some training storms, one after another, which could cause some localized flash flooding, and the hail threat is relatively low. Here's a look at Futurecast. Overnight, we'll see clouds moving back in. Tomorrow morning, we are going to keep an eye on some isolated showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms that'll push through. I think mostly in southern Indiana. These should be weakening, and I don't anticipate any severe weather with this morning batch. As we head into the early afternoon hours, we're going to be relatively dry. We're going to be somewhat humid and breezy, and we're going to be battling cloud cover again. If we see extended sunshine, that's going to help provide more fuel for these thunderstorms that are going to be moving in later in the afternoon, which could increase their strength. And here we are at 4:30, part of that timeline that I said between 4 and 9 p.m. These storms approaching from the west, kind of like last Friday. I think the greater severe weather potential is going to be to the west of I-65. And as these storms continue to push on through east of I-65, they should begin to weaken, but along that leading edge of those storms is when we could see some of those damaging wind gusts in addition to some of those spin up tornadoes. And of course, with any storm, you're going to temporarily have some pretty heavy rain. By 9:30 though, most of this activity is already pushed out to our east, but we could have a little secondary round overnight Wednesday into early Thursday morning to our south. That could bring some more heavy rain. Temperatures though on Thursday are going to be much cooler, only in the 50s for those afternoon high temperatures. Here's a look at how much rain we could see. Totals between about half an inch to 1.5 inches will again be possible. You can expect some localized higher amounts, especially in any of those training thunderstorms that could result in some of those localized areas of flash flooding. Highest rain totals in the state should really be off to our east along the southern I-75 corridor. Here's your 7-day forecast. After tomorrow, the forecast gets fairly quiet. We could have a couple of early showers, as you just saw there, to the south of the Western Kentucky and Bluegrass Parkways early on Thursday. Otherwise, it'll be much cooler, only about 59 degrees, warming back up through the 60s Friday and Saturday. Easter looks very, very nice. Total sunshine, lower 70s, not going to be too breezy, and then we stay in the 70s into early next week as we get ready to enter what could be an extended dry pattern.